Hello, the Super League clubs have been busy bunnies this weekend. There have been 2 rounds of matches over the Easter holiday period. We've got 14 games to show you tonight, and if the season so far is anything to go by, it could get quite dramatic. And it all kicked off on Thursday with the big derby match between Hull KR and Hull FC. Your commentator is Dave Woods. Endicott said afterwards that that's the best win since I came here. How important, what does it feel like to win a game like that? There were quite a few video referee decisions. You can understand after Millennium Magic them getting a little twitchy.
Yeah, and thankfully they came on the right side of the result, because there were 2 or 3, weren't there? You know, Craig Hall was involved in one, and a couple of no put-downs early on in the game. You know, Neville Costigan, as we saw there, you're thinking, oh gosh, it's not our night. But thankfully they got the right side of the result, which took that element of controversy away.
Hull FC struggling, it seems, to find consistency. What's the problem, do you think, with that? Well, there were 2 other matches on Thursday night. Catalan were at the Hive to take on London, while Leeds had a slightly shorter journey. They were at Bradford. Just looking at the Leeds-Bradford game, we've waxed lyrical about Leeds' backline and how well they're scoring tries, but defensively they've been really tight, haven't they? I think it's only St Helens have scored more than 12. Well, there were 4 games on Good Friday when Castleford were looking to get back to winning ways after defeat against Saints. How pleased will Darryl Powell be with how they reacted? Well, the league leaders St Helens took a 100% record into the Easter weekend. Remember, they've had some dramatic victories over the last few weeks. So, how did they get on against old rivals Wigan? Stuart Pike was watching. Sean Wayne was particularly happy to be the coach, wasn't he, that shattered that 100% record. Wigan just showing yet again they are the team for the big game, aren't they?
Of course it would be. Really excited, really happy about that one, because it's the big game for them. And for me, Saints have just had a few cracks in their defensive armour especially, and you could see it was going to happen at some point. And against Wigan... You
talked about cracks in St Helens, and that maybe, do you feel that defeat was coming, because they've run it pretty close, haven't they, in recent weeks?
Yeah.
So that's Thursday and Friday taken care of. Let's find out what happened on Easter Monday. Castleford and Warrington enjoyed big derby wins on Friday, and they met at the Jungle on Monday afternoon. And slightly surprisingly, there really only looked like one winner in this. Well, 2 more games from Monday now. Let's find out how St Helens reacted to their first defeat of the season. They made the short bank holiday journey to Widnes. Castleford and Warrington enjoyed big derby wins on Friday, and they met at the Jungle on Monday afternoon. And slightly surprisingly, there really only looked like one winner in this one, didn't they, Brian? Big win for Widnes. Yes, St Helens had quite a few players out, but Widnes a great win, particularly given the defeat they'd had.
You still have to put in a massive performance against any St Helens team, and this is no difference. Widnes, though...
We're at this game, quite a harsh scoreline in the end on Salford, because they played better than that, didn't they?
Yeah, I think so. At half-time it was 6-4 the scoreline, which is probably a fair reflection, and they were unlucky not to go in ahead. Couple of the bounce of the ball, and we've seen there the exciting Leeds backfield. If you give them any space on the back...
Very well. I don't even need to ask any questions. Well, finally then, let's see how Huddersfield and Earl here got on against Wakefield. Remember, the Giants were looking to complete a perfect Easter. Andy Giddings saw this one. Earl, a fabulous quote from Paul Anderson afterwards. The positive is it's over. It was a boring game, wasn't it? But I'm sure you're delighted to get the win.
Yeah, it was a strange one to be in the changing rooms after. Paul Anderson, obviously full of praise for how we played. And we knew that it wasn't our best.
It promises to be a great weekend. That's it for this week. My thanks to Brian, and particularly Earl, given his play today. We'll see you at 11:55 next week with the Challenge Cup highlights. Until then, goodbye.